the first motion picture show I saw, at first I was scared because it was so dark. The movie was Life Begins at 40, Will Rogers. As I remember, it was thrilling and could hardly wait to get back to brag about it to my friends. I think it was that every Saturday night we'd go downtown to watch the outdoor silent movies. We would take the back seat out of the car and sit in the middle of the street to watch the movie. We would go into the store and buy candy for 5 cents. When it was a little cold, we each had a blanket to use. We sure had fun. Sure is strange the things we can remember and cannot remember. I guess I could tell you about my school I went to. As I remember, it's a 2-story building, a big playground. I think it was a baseball diamond. The building is no longer there. I went from grade 1 through grade 3, did not have a kindergarten. I do not remember much of the classes. A neighbor woman is the only teacher I can remember. I think there was more than one class in the same time and in the same room. I think the bigger kids were on the second floor. Now you are really going to wish you were going to this school.
Are you sure you didn't, this is the same page you just read?
I think I'm just, you have to put up with this.
All right.
If you had to go to the restroom, you held up one finger if you were going to pee and 2 fingers for the other. If this was in the winter, you had to put on your coat, and the restrooms were outside. The building had a door on each side of one of the girls and one for the boys. Inside was a flat board, as I remember, 3 round holes in it for you to sit on. The good part was you did not have to flush the stool or wash your hands.
Why were there 3 holes? Were there ever 3 kids in there at the same time?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
How far apart would you be?
Not very far apart. I don't remember how
Well,
far.
it just sounds weird that you're in the restroom with 2 other people sitting right next to you. Was there any separation?
You want me to tell you about my Navy?
Well, I understand the Navy, but why would they do that for kids?
What else would you do?
Have them go one at a time?
Well, you had 3 or 4 kids standing out in the cold waiting.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. My job was to feed the chicken and gather the eggs. The job I hated worst was hoeing the garden, and as I remember, it was a big one. I also had to feed the rabbits. Jack's job was to get the 2 cows in the barn and milk and feed them. I never learned how to milk. I remember we had several cats and a big dog. He used to chase us around the plain with us. One of the small animals were allowed, none of the small animals were allowed in the house. They stayed in the barn. I think we made beds for them in the hay. We only were, I don't know where this is going. I'll skip that one. The only thing I do remember, we had some neighbor kids played with us first summer we were there. They talked about their sisters, but I never seen, oh boy. This is when I moved to Jackson.
That's all right. So this takes place in a different town?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
How
don't,
old were you? When you moved to Jackson,
Yeah, when I moved
Michigan?
to Jackson, Michigan.
How old were you?
I think I got it. Well, I went to 3 grades. What would that make you? 6, probably 9 or 10.
So your first 3 grades you were in Orland.
Yeah.
And then you moved to Jackson.
Mhm.
And that's when you're talking about playing with these kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one thing I remember, we had some neighbor kids I played with the first summer we were there. They talked about their sisters, and I never seen them. I asked where they were, and they said they were at church and school. I was really confused, so I was telling my mom about them. This was the first time I found about the Catholics. At that time of my life, Catholics were not a nice word in our house. It was a long time before we mentioned it in our house. We did get better as the years passed. We lived in Jackson 2 years. Dad was with the OIM trucking business, and that was the reason we moved to Jackson. Then 2 later we moved to Fort Wayne. We lived in 2 different houses. This was in Jackson. The first was a small bungalow, and the next one was a 2-story house. And this is where my sister wait a minute. I don't know what I'll tell you. I think I was 10 or 11 at this happened. We were walking, oh yeah, in the vacant lot. We were walking with a brother and a sister
In Jackson?
in Jackson. The girl said, "I have to pee," and her brother said the same thing. They both got behind the different trees and to pee. I did not know what to say or what to do about it. And they came back to the sidewalk and we went on our way. I think this happened in our second year we were in Jackson. I had my bike stolen. Mom and Dad always had us put our bikes in the detached garage. Well, I guess I did not hear them. There was an alley that went past our side of our house, and since I did not put my bike away, it got stolen. I know my mother was upset with me. I think it was Mom who called the police. I do not know how long we waited, but they called and had my bike. We should go downtown and see if it was mine and be sure that it was mine. We had to walk past a holding cell, and I was scared. I think they did that so I could remember what it looked like, and I do not still remember the men in them. Anyway, I got my bike back, and I'm sure not. I got punished, but I don't remember what. I do not remember much more about my life in Jackson.
So, you went to the police station and they made you walk past the cells where they were holding the accused people?
Yeah.
And so the bike had been stolen by a grown man?
We don't know. No, the reason I put that in there, and I think I remember him telling my mom this, we're walking past her so he knows what happens if he's a bad boy.
I see. Okay.
That's it.